Here. Chico Crypto coming to you live on a Thanksgiving afternoon, morning, evening, next day, wherever you are in the world. Happy Thanksgiving to all the Americans. I've heard, it's a global holiday, but that's just what I've heard. Everyone celebrates Thanksgiving. Appreciate all 478 of you coming in early. So I'm sure you've seen we went down. Tone Vase says we're going to 1K. Yeah, we're going down. So, first time. Is this a first time for a lot of you? Probably not, especially if you watch my channel. But I'm sure there are a few newbies who are like, what is happening? It shouldn't, be necessarily that. It should be him, So what is happening? It's hard to really say, for sure, but it has a lot to do with incoming regulations, which, it's not new. It's known that incoming regulations were coming, but the severity of them wasn't known. So we'll get into that in a bit. Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, so we have a first timer. Welcome, first timer. It won't be the last time. This is a common theme with Bitcoin cryptocurrency. And what goes up must come down, you guys. And I'm going to talk about, how low we'll go. I know I said that in the title of this video, but no one knows really how low we're going to go because we are in maximum uncharted territory right now. We've only spent days in this. No one really knows. There's no technical analysis that can tell you where it's going to go. No one knows. But if we hold at some of these resistance points, which go all the way back 4 years, it's a good sign. Ramon Zuniga, link, all the way, ADGAF, if it goes down. I don't either. I'm long-term bullish on Link. Actually, we're going to talk about a bullish signal for Link in these markets and this crash, kind of towards the end. Womp, dude, thank you. Even when the markets are crashing, he's tipping, man. You're awesome. Happy Thanksgiving Day, my brother. They're treating the markets like we did the Indians when we stole this land. Okay, bad joke. Enjoy the day. That was a bad joke. But I appreciate your tip, man. You're the man. Even tipping when the markets are going down. Am I bullish on Powerpool Index token? Yes, I'm bullish on tokenized indices all around. And I do like Powerpool. Still hold mine. Alright guys, so let's get into what really happened. The markets really started going down yesterday after Brian Armstrong. He dropped this tweet. Last week, we heard rumors that US Treasury and Secretary Mnuchin were planning to rush out some regulation regarding self-hosted crypto wallets before the end of his term. I'm concerned that this would have unintended side effects and wanted to share those concerns. And he put out a long tweet thread of those concerns. I'm not going to get into all of them, but yeah, he went. So basically, he says it's bad for, crypto users because self-hosted wallets, people with ledgers, people with Coinbase's wallet, not the application, but the actual Coinbase wallet, won't be actually able to integrate with Coinbase. If you want to send money to a ledger from Coinbase, you're going to need KYC. If you want to send money from Coinbase to a ledger, you're going to need KYC. That is what this rule is. And, I'm going to talk about what I think this is, but let's get into what kind of the history behind this, because I've been covering it for a while, if you guys didn't know. So, back in 2018, September, end of it, Coinbase brought on a chief legal officer, someone very interesting. His name was Brian Brooks. So this was big for Coinbase because he did have a lot of connections. He worked for Fannie Mae. He worked with actual Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin in the past. So this was big for Coinbase to get their foot in the door with regulators. And it did help them with getting into regulators. In May 2019, May 19th, 2018, the Wall Street Journal broke that Coinbase was speaking to U.S. regulators about acquiring a federal banking license, one of the first ones for tech-based companies. And the people they actually spoke with was U.S. Office Comptroller of the Currency, which is under Steve Mnuchin. So, Steve Mnuchin, Treasury Secretary, we all should know that. He works under Donald Trump. He's Donald Trump's minion. And, with under a year, year and a half, Brian didn't stay at Coinbase long. He only stayed there for a little bit of time. And then all of a sudden, March 2020, during all this corona craziness, Mnuchin getting the One West band back together at the OCC. And Brian Brooks was brought on the COO, first deputy comptroller. He wasn't the leader to begin. This is them at the One West, Steve and Brian. So, he actually got promoted, within months. He got promoted, 3 months, to actually the acting comptroller of the currency. And as his time in this position, it's been really, you guys, crypto. It's been crypto. And it hasn't necessarily been bad, Exclusive OCC chief Brian Brooks says payment charter is ready. More crypto banks coming soon. Literally, this is posted last week, November 17th. This is, him being bullish on cryptocurrency. So, I don't get where this is coming from. I mean, if Brian Brooks, is a friend of cryptocurrency, if he's, a friend of Coinbase, what is going on? Why are they trying to push out something that Brian doesn't like and is, what he says, bad for the industry? It is bad. It's bad for his company. They built the Coinbase wallet. That's a lot of investment into that type of things. It really pushes them out of the global landscape of crypto. And that's what he's saying in this. Oh, man, Doobie Cook, thank you too, man, for Wayne's future catnip. Happy Turkey Day. Happy Turkey Day to you too, man. I appreciate the tip. I wish I could get you all Doobie. So, I'm, confused, I kind of thought there was a big kind of plan in the works. And I thought, Coinbase, Brian Brooks, Mnuchin, they're all going to plan one of the biggest IPOs in history, which was the Coinbase IPO. Coinbase was going to become one of the first crypto banks, the IPO, all this good news could have rolled out for Coinbase. But now it doesn't seem like that's, I don't know, it's weird to me. So what this goes into is the FATF, the Financial Action Task Force. So, if you don't know who they are, they're basically a global regulator. They basically go to countries and say, this is what you need to do, and you better figure out how to do it. And actually, the FATF put out a 12-month review of the revised FATF standards on virtual assets and virtual asset service providers. And if we go down to number 54, this is what's interesting. This was put out in June, too, over the summer. Right here. This includes banning or denying licensing of platforms if they allow unhosted wallet transfers, including transactional or volume limits on peer-to-peer transactions, or mandating that transactions occur within the use of a VSAP or financial institutions. That's what the FATF is kind of saying. So, are they forcing, the U.S. to do it? Well, Steve Mnuchin, the snooch is no stranger to the FATF. He works with them. He directs a lot of what they do. I mean, the United States. I mean, if you think the FATF isn't the United States, you're crazy. So, Steve, he put out this just in October. The FATF concluded its plenary meeting today and adopted revisions to standards on proliferation financing and advanced its work on COVID, AML, CFT risks, and other issues. So basically AML, money laundering, crypto was involved in this. This is just in October. And this actually came out in June of 2019, and I don't know why we didn't see this. Remarks of Secretary Stephen T. Mnuchin at the FATF plenary session, Orlando, Florida. This is actually what Steve said. Under these new measures, virtual asset service providers will be required to implement the same AML CFT requirements as traditional financial institutions. They will need to identify who they are sending funds on behalf of and who is the recipient of those funds. There it is, you guys. He's said it. He has freaking said it. So, I don't get what this was. Is Brian Brooks a Trojan horse sent in to take down cryptocurrency? I kind of put up that theory. Because he did actually talk kind of good and about this kind of stuff. This specific rule to you guys, or a specific agency and specific rule they're all talking about, the travel rule. So let's get into that.
So if you start with FATF, for your listeners who don't know what that is, FATF is a treaty organization of multiple countries, basically dedicated to fighting money laundering and terrorism financing globally. And so FATF comes up with policy recommendations for its member countries. It's then up to the member countries to decide whether and how to implement those recommendations pursuant to the group's kind of charter and organizing documents. The most important thing FATF has done in the last year, obviously, is clarify the application of something called the travel rule to crypto. And the travel rule is something which, when applied in the banking system, basically says that every time a wire transfer happens from bank A to bank B, the wire has to include all of the upstream send-receive information. So who did it originally come from? And this is how you know that a wire from Mr. Smith to Mr. Jones, in New York actually originated in Iran, as you can tell that there was first the move from Iran to France, and then from France to London, and then from London to New York. That's how you know that works. This is a challenge in crypto, obviously, because the point of crypto is to be a decentralized mechanism of exchange. And so a lot of crypto is not focused on institution to institution transfers. And as a result, a lot of the crypto universe has been focused on what would it even look like for blockchain transactions to have some clunky wire transfer type of identifying information on it, A. And B, a majority of crypto transactions are not exchange to exchange. They're either exchange to private wallet or private wallet to private wallet. So how do you think about those things? The position we've taken is, we're not.
So right here, Brian, he's talking about the self-hosted wallets. And this is when he worked at Coinbase. And he's saying their position right now on what they're doing with self-hosted wallets.
Going to try and quibble with what the law is. I mean, we're a company whose entire brand is about compliance and being the trusted, safe place to do this. So if the governments of the Western world and parts of Asia are demanding that there be compliance, we'll figure it out. The debate right now seems to be between solutions like we're trying to build that are sort of crypto first solutions. In other words, blockchain based travel rule compliance solutions. Versus other solutions that are much more what I would think of as traditional finance, the application of a new software layer totally away from the blockchain that would require exchanges to, maintain their crypto business over here and then turn over here and log something in some system of record on a Microsoft platform or something crazy like that. We've done a fairly good job thus far of bringing some of the major US exchanges along with us for the crypto first solution, so that at least the utility of crypto is retained in a travel rule world, but it's not obvious that that will win. And so we're in detailed dialogue, I mean, even literally this week, with FinCEN and Treasury leadership to talk about how we're going to comply. We can totally build something. We can definitely do this, but it needs to be something that is native to the blockchain and not.
So that's why, right now you kind of see Brian Brooks tweeting about that, because they thought they were going to be able to get this national crypto license. They thought they were going to do the blockchain first, We were going to be able to have self-hosted wallets, People were going to be able to send to those. But that is not what it looks like is happening. So Brian is, basically speaking for Brian Armstrong right now. But, he did switch sides. He went to the side of the Treasury, back to the OCC. And I want to thank Armando Ramos. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you all for your great work. Appreciate it, Armando. Happy Thanksgiving to you, man. And Sachin Sharma, man. Appreciate that tip, too. I don't know what currency that is.
Not something that imposes bank-like requirements on us. Because if we're going to do that, you don't need crypto. You might as well just use SWIFT at that point. So I think that's the important thing to know there. The only other thing I would say is, what do we do about wallet transactions, right? That are not that are off exchange. And what we've sort of said about that is, look, we can only control what we control. So that discussion is not about us. But as a policy matter, the data shows criminal and fraudulent crypto transactions are quite small as a percentage of total transactions, and are indeed significantly smaller than criminal and fraudulent bank transactions. And so
you guys see that, he sounds like he is for crypto right now. He is explaining all the, logical reasons of why, this shouldn't be implemented, especially, for self-hosted wallets. Coinbase should be able to interact with self-hosted wallets. I mean, that's a matter of fact. This was back March 2020 when he was still with Coinbase right before he came to the controller of the currency. This is his last words, now what he's saying as of October 2020. Let's listen in.
So as you mentioned, your office has now authorized national banks and federal savings associations to hold reserves for fiat-backed stablecoins. And in the stablecoin guidance, the OCC said that it allows banks to manage funds in a hosted wallet, but that you are not, quote, presently addressing the authority to support stablecoin transactions involving unhosted wallets.
Booyah!
There are some people in the industry who've been wondering whether this means banks supporting or crypto companies supporting unhosted wallets are prohibited from holding stablecoin reserves, or the banks, working with those crypto companies are prohibited from holding stablecoin reserves. Do you have an answer to that?
I do, and I'm really glad you're giving me an opportunity to clarify something that I know has confused some people.
Confuse some people. Who do you think those people are? This is October, literally a month ago, you guys. Coinbase is confused. Brian turned on them. He was a Trojan horse, you guys.
So let me be super clear. Banks are engaged in a front-end part of a stablecoin transaction and a back-end part of the stablecoin transaction. We're not asking banks to try and police every other thing that occurs in the use of a stablecoin. What we are saying is that when a dollar is received at the bank in respect of a stablecoin, that transaction where the fiat comes into the bank, in exchange for the purchase of a Tether token or a USDC token or whatever, that transaction, to fall within our letter, needs to be coming from a hosted wallet.
So basically he's saying, right here, Coinbase cannot, if they're going to get that national banking charter, Coinbase cannot accept, cryptocurrency from unhosted wallets, like a ledger, like a private wallet. You would have to send it from something like Coinbase. That he's saying this in October. I wish I would have caught it.
So, for example, it's fine for the dollar to purchase a stablecoin that's going to a Coinbase wallet or a Gemini wallet or, a Kraken wallet. Not fine for it to go to an internet address that's not associated with that. All right. What happens from there is not the bank's issue, right? The bank at that point has received $1 and it's holding that dollar in a deposit account. But the bank needs to know who the customer was who bought that stablecoin. That person who bought the stablecoin may then go and they may use it to buy a game token, or
He basically goes on to say why it's not bad. He says once it's out of, Coinbase's control, that thing can do whatever it wants, Not what they want, obviously. They confused. Yep. Someone's really confused. His name's Brian Armstrong. He thought you were on his team. So basically, that's what I was saying. Coinbase wallet, they built this. It's a self-hosted wallet. You won't be able to use that. Ledger, Trezor, you won't be able to use that. It's not good for the industry, you guys. Not good at all. And that is why the markets are falling. Happy Thanksgiving, Abeshke Shahrujia. I know I said that wrong. I appreciate your tip, man. You guys are awesome. Tron sucks. Yeah, taking you out of the system, you know. The only way you'll be able to, you know, get some fiat with a private wallet is if, you know, someone buys it P2P. They want to trade you cash for it, you know, in person. You know, you're not going to be able to hook up to a crypto bank like Coinbase, be able to send them from a private wallet. They want to know exactly every lick of detail where that money's coming from, especially if you're going to cash out or cash in. So, some weirder stuff went on. I don't know if this is directly tied, but there is a big story coming out on Monday about Coinbase, supposedly, from the New York Times, and some mistreatment of employees, racial type stuff. They put out a blog post saying why it's not true, a refute to it, preparing the public for it, because I guess it's going to be pretty big. But Coinbase is getting hit all around, you guys. Coinbase will suspend all their margin trading tomorrow. And this was, 2 days ago, so it's suspended today. And they said the CFTC guided them. So I don't know if Kraken's going to be next, you know. What's kind of going on? Coinbase is just getting hit from all angles right now. But this just goes to people promoting leverage trading if you're inside the United States. Especially like ones 100x, 125x, like Bybit. I mean, that's not good. So, especially when a guy like this, Superman, you know, Superman, Bybit is the new BitConnect, a surefire way of making yourself poor and YouTubers rich. Enjoy Wreckville, morons. If this guy's saying that, Jiminy Christmas. And then owners of BitMEX, leading Bitcoin exchange, face criminal charges. I mean, so all this regulatory stuff, it was happening, you guys. This was all month and a half ago, 2 months ago. All happening. But there was some crazy stuff that happened because of Bitcoin going down. Brian Armstrong's tweet, I mean, the markets went down. DeFi lost a couple billion in total value locked up. And it caused some big issues. So, Compound, they got liquidated big time. There was an Oracle misfire. There was $88 million in liquidations on Compound. And Julian Boteloup, on Twitter, he basically covered what happened. 89 million liquidated. Thanks to the Coinbase DAI USDC Oracle pushing the price up to $1.25. It was an Oracle. So who is that bullish for, you guys? Who is that bullish for? Who is it? Chainlink. It's stinky and it's linky. It's stinky. It's linky. Yes, super bullish because they're using their own. They're using the Coinbase price Oracle, not Chainlink. But, you know, regarding the price, where is Bitcoin going to settle in? Like I said, this is unknown price territory. We spent days in it, and it was all back in 2017, 2018. It's hard to really, you know, judge where it's going to go. We have a couple bounce-off levels over here. 14,000, 16.3, which we're getting close to. 16.5s. I mean, going below any of these right here would be absolutely terrible. Holding above 16 is going to be great. But like I said, anyone trying to do technical analysis doesn't know what they're talking about. There's not enough data to even know what's going to happen. Literally. It's too tough. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. But what goes up must come down. I mean, it's obvious. Let me get to the tips. Sorry for missing you guys. So is this it? Time to scale out of crypto. So this question from you, Coin Collector, I appreciate your tip. First time? No. This is common. Stephen Thompson, sup Chico, what do you think of Meter, MTRG? It could be the closest to Satoshi's vision, a decentralized POW stablecoin. Yeah, I've heard of Meter. It kind of interested me. I know they submitted a submission to the Reddit scaling competition. Don't think they're going to win, but when I looked over that project, it did pique my interest. Not going to lie. Appreciate your tip, man. Oh, man. But, you know, we do have one thing to look forward to with these markets, you guys, you know. Bitcoin's going down, but we got this song.
Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottomed out. Bottomed out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottomed out, don't ever rise is deadish.
Bearish falls to the 13 punch.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon.
Please?
Bitcoin.
I hope you enjoyed that. And follow 1000X on YouTube. He makes some excellent videos. But we also do have Thanksgiving to look forward to. American Thanksgiving. I will be getting a KFC bucket, having Budweiser and Ruffles. That is a good American feast for Thanksgiving. But we also have this to look forward to. Blockchain leaks is hopefully coming in a few weeks. We'll see. Still working on development of the website, trying to get everything picture perfect for go live. So, you want to take a sip of our drip? It's always farm fresh. Always farm fresh. And I am looking for journalists for the website. It is a media website trying to compete with the big dogs. We're going to try to put out some of the best content in the industry. Looking for DeFi, Ethereum content, Bitcoin content, investigative journalism, and general crypto news and updates, technical analysis. I mean, I'm looking for it all. So if you think you got the chops, there is a link for this in the description, as well as a pinned comment. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then also, instead of asking viewers to follow me and subscribe to me at the beginning of my live streams, I'm going to do it at the very end. So follow me on Uptrend. Yes, Uptrend, the decentralized platform for crypto content and other content too. Buddy Eric. My buddy Eric's making money in crypto. Yeah, follow me on Facebook as well. And then follow me on Instagram. Yeah, all those links are in the description of the video, and they are in the top banner on my channel. So I am going to be streaming for a few more minutes on Theta, so I'd kindly appreciate if you check me out on there. But if you don't want to, I do care, because I would like to see you guys in there. But if not, I will see you guys next time. Oh, there's Hainer 2 in here. That was the guy who messaged me on Facebook, Eric Hainer. Swope, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Hainer. Appreciate you being in here, man. I'm actually probably going to see him later when I go hang out with my family. Bitcoin, please go to the moon. I'll see you guys next time. And again, the link for Theta's in the description. Peace out. Oh,